It's wonderful to have all of you here this evening to share in the 27th Annual John Fisher Zeidman Memorial Lecture. Sidwell Friends School's Chinese Studies program has provided the community with an enhanced global perspective for several decades now, long before most of this nation's secondary schools began to focus on that venue of study. Because of the Zeidman Lecture Series and Chinese Studies program, our students, faculty, staff, and families have a vital and a continuously expanding view of one of the world's major cultural, economic, and political forces, and probably never more so than now. Today, the People's Republic of China has indeed assumed a central role in international affairs. Sidwell Friends School is remarkably fortunate to be able to expose our community to this fascinating country and culture through the study of Chinese language and history, through travel and exchange programs, and by such unique educational opportunities as the John Fisher Zeidman Memorial Lecture Series. As a student at Sidwell Friends School, John was an enthusiastic and curious young man who actively sought new experiences. After graduating from SFS in 1979, and during his time as a Duke University undergraduate, John's intellectual focus crystallized into a determination to learn all that he could about both the Chinese language and its culture. He took his first trip to China in the summer of 1979, and that left an indelible impression and inspired his decision to return for a full year of study in 1981. As many of you know, John fell ill in China and ultimately, quite sadly, had to be medevacked home to the district. Sadly, he passed away at the age of 20 in January of 1982. John's love of China and his time there inspired his parents, Nancy and Philip, as well as his sisters, Betsy and Jennifer, also SF alums, to create a living memorial to John by establishing an endowed Chinese Studies program here at Friends. I would ask the family if you would just identify yourself, please, for a moment. Great as always to have you. Their goal was to provide interested students with an opportunity for exposure to Chinese language and history during the course of their secondary education. And that was a unique initiative at the time. Today, the Chinese Studies program at Sidwell Friends School is one of the most remarkable pre-collegiate educational initiatives in the United States. Many Zeidman scholars have taken their studies of China far beyond this community. A number have received PhDs in Chinese history and in other related areas of Asian scholarship. Many more have been involved with travels to China, becoming connected with Chinese business, government, and numerous NGOs. Just a personal footnote, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago now, I visited Beijing and invited Sidwell alumni to a special alumni meeting there, and there were 37 members of the alumni community of this school there that evening. Quite a remarkable tribute to the success of that program by any measure. One of the most important benefits of the Zeidman program has been the establishment of a strong base of friendship with our sister schools in China, one in Beijing, one in Shanghai, and now one in Hangzhou. This year, Friends is pleased to welcome as its 2008-2009 Chinese scholars, juniors, Laura Liu from Shanghai, and Sam Zhong from Beijing. Would you all stand? Each year, Sidwell Friends School offers 2 Zeidman Fellowships, enabling SFS alumni to enroll as visiting students at Beijing Normal University, the school where John Zeidman was studying when he contracted his illness. Presenting young people the opportunity to live and travel abroad and to master the language, history, and culture of other countries is absolutely core to the mission of this friend's institution. Sidwell is deeply grateful to Nancy, Philip, Betsy, and Jennifer for their thoughtfulness and generosity in creating such a truly powerful living memorial to honor their beloved son and brother. A memorial that continues to impact students even a generation after John Zeidman himself was so inspired by his own experiences in China. John's life has indeed and continues to touch the future. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. John Flower, Director of Chinese Studies here at Sidwell Friends School. Would you please welcome John to the podium with me?